Hi guys, welcome back to Simproved. First Begin here and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are going to build this amazing and super cute wedding barn, my first wedding venue that I've ever built in The Sims 4. So yeah, I thought spring is coming. I'm part of this very huge collab where this is also my entry for the spring collab for The Sims 4, and I thought what better thing to build for spring, for weddings, than this. So here we go guys, this is your wedding venue made by me and I really hope that you're gonna like this. So without further ado, let's get started. So as you can see, we start again in my favorite world, Windenburg, and this is one of the lots that is a little bit more country, I would say, and I just thought for spring this is gonna be the amazing and best lot to have a wedding in. I know that lots of beach weddings are in now that we have Solani from the Island Living pack, but I thought it's a spring collab, so why not have something where lots and lots of flowers will really look good? And I thought this kind of meadowy forest vibe with a lake next to it is really dreamy. And this is part of the huge spring collab for The Sims 4 this year in 2020. So I thought, why not do something like this? This is a huge collab with about, I think, 52 Sims creators. So they're YouTubers, there's streamers, there's people just, doing it for the gallery, and people with Tumblr, all these different creators. We all came together, had an amazing and very crowded group chat, and we decided to have the biggest Sims collab ever, I guess, because managing 52 people is amazing. There are so many amazing creations out there. I will put the playlist of all the YouTube videos down below. There will also be a link to all the other posts if it's not, of course, YouTube related, and these are just amazing. So if you are into some spring content for your Sims 4, that's what you have to check out, because I'm not even good. These other people are super good. please check them out, because they have made so just incredible stuff. And yeah, I thought for spring, why not do a wedding venue, because lots of you guys have asked this throughout the years and I've always been weddings. But yeah, maybe some who also already follow me on Twitter know that, but I'm engaged right now, so the whole wedding stuff is kind of in my nowadays. It hasn't been before, but now it is kind of in my interest again. So I've been looking at pictures and stuff, And yeah, I thought, why not create something that I would like personally? Of course, it's not how my wedding is going to be looking like, because we don't want to spend any money. We are cheap. We don't want to do that. But if we would get a lot of money just for a wedding, here you go. This is what I would like to have. So in the barn, I thought this would be really cool with lots and lots of flowers around. And I liked all these kind of more self-made, wooden patterns and whites. So this is what we're going to do here. This is basically how I think it looks the most beautifulest, if that is a word, the most beautiful in The Sims 4. The other option would of course be a beach wedding, but since this is spring, I thought, for spring we need lots of flowers, not beach and palm trees. So this is my spring wedding kind of theme. And yeah, maybe for the summer I do another venue, I'm not sure. We will see. And yeah, I wanted lots of flower decorations. I wanted lots of fairy lights, because I rarely use them nowadays in The Sims. And we have actually a lot of fairy lights in The Sims now, with all of the packs. There are quite cool ones. So there are these ones with the light bulbs on that you could already see. These are from the toddler stuff pack. What was it called? Was it called the toddler stuff? Yeah, I guess. The toddler stuff pack, and the other ones with the lanterns and the smaller little fairy lights are from City Living, if I'm not mistaken. And these were really, really handy. And then of course I use my favorite curtains, which are from the movie Hangout stuff pack, because they're like so nicely draped and have like a good size. So if you size them up, they are this big. And yeah, I just love them because they're like two versions, like to the left and to the right, draped to the, you know, to the side. And I like these because you can also stack them really easily and can do like crazy stuff with them, like canopy beds and stuff. So yeah, these are one of my favorite curtains in the game because they're really, really versatile, and there are like crazy patterns, and then there's just white and like plain unique colors, which I think are multi-usable, if that's a word in English. I don't know, but yeah, I've been using them for modern builds, for hippie builds, like for almost everything, because these are just amazing. These are clever content. So shout out to whoever of the sim gurus came up with that. That's really, really good. That's like one of my most used, like the curtain basically. I can't use that, like I have to have that. So yeah, for those who are the ones who watch my channel, even though they have never played Sims or are not that versed in Sims 4, for a wedding in The Sims 4, you don't need to have it, is this wedding arch. I chose the one made out of wood because there's so like cuter flowers on there, like more spring flowers. There's also another one with roses, but I'm personally not a huge fan of roses, by the way. Because I just don't like the shape of the, you know, of the rosebud and stuff, and I also don't like the smell of roses. And they have stingy thorns, so yeah, roses are really not my favorite flower. So I'm usually personally always against having roses. So if I can, I always decide against roses in everything. But that's just my personal taste. But I love the rose petals or any like flower petal carpets that we have. These are from City Living, and yeah, again, City Living is an awesome pack for these kinds of decorations. I used it quite a lot for these decorations, especially if you need these petal, you know, carpets, because your Sims can really walk on them. Otherwise, there are some decorations that are like petals or like these lotus leaves, but your Sims can walk over them because they are considered pool decorations, unlike a full-blown object. And I know they're a little like a very special looking kind of carpet, so to speak, but yeah, for these kinds of builds it's just amazing. And like, I haven't used them that much, of course, but I mean, when do you have lots of rose petals on the floor? But here they quite made like a good impression, in my opinion. They looked really, really good. I really like that. And yeah, I by the way, I put lots of friezes upstairs. No, not friezes. What are these called? Spandrels on top. So we have these wooden beams holding up the whole ceiling. And then it looks really nice on the inside as well, because we kind of have to hide the white ceiling, because we always have white ceiling in the textureless, white, soulless ceiling. The sad ceiling of The Sims 4. That should be a meme, honestly. I think every builder hates them, but yeah, you can spice them up with some spandrels in the inside as well. Also really good for timber framing. And I didn't have enough lights in the end, so I'm going to put lots and lots of paper lanterns on the top as well, because I thought, I've seen that like in some venues, and I thought this looks so cool from the inside. If you look up and there's like all these nice ceiling lamps, you know. And I just love the whole paper lantern kind of feel. Kind of makes it look self-made a little bit more. You know, like not high class. Like everything that looks super posh and stuff, I hate for weddings. Like I myself would like to have like the most comfortable dress and like, you know, being able to dance and like fancy cocktails and stuff. I hate that. Personally, I hate that. Like that will not happen on my wedding for sure. But you know, like some like it really fancy. I'm the actual opposite, I guess. If it were by me, I wouldn't even have a wedding, because I think it's like a stupid thing to waste money on. But you know, my parents And his parents have already decided that there should be some kind of ceremony where people are invited to. And yeah, so we have to go through all this planning, which we haven't started yet. Like, we don't have like anything. Actually, we're just engaged, and that's it. That's what it is. Now with Corona, you know, the pandemic, we kind of stopped that whole thing for planning because we don't know what's going on in like a couple of months. So yeah, I guess we have to, I don't know, reconsider that when the times are better or whatever. I don't know how to describe it. I don't want to go into so much detail because I don't know what's going on in like all the other countries, and I also think it's not my thing to do. Like, also, besides all of the media and all of the other bigger YouTubers giving like their 2 cents about this, so I'm not like that kind of person that does like political remarks on her Sims 4 builds. I think it's not like the right place. So let's just talk about that. Outside, of course, you needed like your reception, dinner, whatever, like where your guests and you celebrate with, you know, food and dance and music. So we have some canopies outside. Is this a canopy? I think. I will later delete them and put like some fairy lights, because it's always hard to play with them because you can rarely see your Sims through the canopies. So I will delete them and put fairy lights instead. But there is, of course, the bigger table for the bride and groom, and left and right to them is maybe for their parents, and then like little round tables for the guests. And then later on I will also put some dance floors in there. So in my opinion, they should, you know, move the tables aside then. Which you have to do during gameplay yourself, so they can dance on the dance floors, you know, in the evening when the party goes on and stuff. So I thought that's like way more romantic, or I don't know, like logistically. I haven't been looking like into the logic behind wedding venues. You know, you can do whatever you want, but I thought for The Sims, it kind of makes sense because you have these options in The Sims 4 to do, because it's basically like a huge party with food and like, of course, like doing the whole wedding ceremony where they say yes. That's the thing that they do under the wedding arch, and you needed these chairs for the guests to, you know, watch the ceremony. But later on there's also the option to have a party with catering and all that stuff. So I just figured we need all of that in one lot, and yeah, just surrounded by lots of beautiful flowers. Of course I go with lots of white because I think the white is like super versatile. I think everyone will get behind having like a white themed wedding, and if you want to have like some special color, it's easier to add that to the whole build, you know, by just clicking on one of the objects and like changing the color maybe. I decided to go with like light pinks because, yeah, the rose petal stuff, and like we have so many objects that have a white and rose swatch. That seems to be a theme among the Sims. So I was sometimes even forced to have white and, you know, rose or pink or whatever. And yeah, here we are already with the bar. I just thought it would be, I mean, I like the whole, at least having a beer. Having a beer at your wedding. So yeah, maybe like a nice gin tonic or something. Yeah, why not? In the evening. I thought like for the evening you need like a bar for some snacks, and you know, you get some drinks and stuff. And this is the only version how you get drinks in The Sims 4, except you have a fridge. I think everyone who plays The Sims 4 knows that Sims are the most hydrated virtual people ever, and will always go randomly to your fridge and get a water out of your fridge, like out of the fridge, which makes no sense. But yeah, they do that all the time. And I thought, we don't need that on a wedding. Let's get some bar stuff. So we have a bar, and we have also, if you have the vintage glamour pack, we have that globe bar as well. And yeah, a piano, of course, for some music. Maybe you have like a piano player, which is also quite nice, maybe during dinner or something. And we have a table for all the gifts. that is something that we have in Germany. Like you usually have like a table where people put the gifts in. I don't know how it is. Actually, write in the comments if it's like if this build is like super different to wedding locations or like wedding stuff you do in your country, because that would be at least interesting for me, because, you know, I have to think about how we do that stuff. And if you have any tips for those who are already married for an awesome cheap wedding, just write in the comments down below as well, because yeah, we need some inspiration. And yeah, here we go. This is basically it. Putting in lots and lots of flowers all around later, so I'm sure that your Sims can at least use everything. And then this is why I now later put in all of the flowers. By the way, I will set this to a lounge, and this is why the game will tell me later I need to have a bathroom. So on the back side of this lot there will be a bathroom, which you won't see in this build, like speed build, but there will be a bathroom and like a microphone as well. To put it to a lounge setting, because I thought, okay, it needs to be a community lot. Let's do a lounge then, because I kind of think, you know, it kind of is like a lounge. And here we are already in the video tour, and look how beautiful it is in Windenburg. It really fits in there. And I think it looks absolutely beautiful, especially at night. I didn't record night shots, I think. Yeah, I think not, but it looks, just believe me that it looks beautiful at night because of all the tiny little fairy lights and lanterns and stuff. And like the white objects also reflect some of the lights if you have like the best graphic setting. So it looks really beautiful. And oh man, I love the setup of this whole thing. Yeah, I think it's like also, you know, it's not too big for the console players who sometimes complain about my builds being a little bit too hard on their console, you know, because I use so many different objects and stuff. I have that sometimes in my build mode as well, if it's like a 64 by 64 lot or like the 50 by 50 lot, the biggest 2 lot sizes that we have for now, that I tend to overclutter it, and then even my game sometimes is slow. So this is a good middle-sized lot. Has like all of the stuff that you need for a wedding, the wedding arch, you know, like some place to sit, to get them their food. Lots of like cute floral decorations, a piano and all that stuff. It's, yeah, this is my wedding venue and it looks really cute. I really like it. I'm really happy how it turned out. And if somebody has a barn like that, let me know. Fly me in for free, please, and my whole family. And I would gladly have my wedding there. But yeah, it looks really cute. I really like the whole barn idea. Like, I think it got really popular in the last years, maybe, at least here in Germany, because we don't have that many free barns. I don't know how to say that, but we don't have that many barns that are for community public use. And yeah, I just like the architecture of like a barn because of the high ceilings and the wood, you know, and the rustic feel. And then having it being decorated by these lovely tiny little flowers and curtains and lanterns, and like kind of making it a little bit more romantic and country feel. So I like that idea a lot. And yeah. What is your favorite wedding like? I have a friend, for example, she's the absolute opposite of me. And she would love to have like a castle, like they want to rent a castle. This may sound posh for the Americans, but please keep in mind, in Europe, like in all over Europe, we have so many castles. And lots of them can be rented for weddings. So yeah, she wants to have that castle. She wants to have a freaking whole, you know, ride with horses and stuff. And I'm like total opposite. So yeah, this is basically it, guys. This is my spring collab entry, the wedding barn. You can download this. The download link is in the video description down below. And yeah, subscribe to my channel if you like Sims 4 builds, and you can always comment down below and write me your suggestions for the next build maybe. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye!